There's a version of you that's a year ahead of where you are right now. Same talent, same resources, same 24 hours. The only difference, they started. Have you ever wanted to start something, a hobby, a business idea, a new habit, but never actually did? Not because you didn't have time. Well, maybe you probably don't have time, but we all make time for things that we want to do. Not because the opportunity wasn't there, but because before you even took one step, your brain already talked you out of it. You start imagining yourself failing, looking stupid, wasting months on something that goes nowhere. So, instead of starting, you just waited and waited and waited. Waiting for the right moment, waiting for more information, waiting for something that never came. I've been there, and I'm going to tell you exactly what that cost me and what it actually broke the cycle. I'm going to be honest with you. There are things I'm doing right now, things I'm proud of that I could have started a year earlier, 2 years earlier. And the only reason why I didn't was because I was in my own head. I was in my own oblivion. I created an abyss for myself. I kept asking questions I couldn't answer yet. What if it doesn't work? What if people laugh? What if I spend all this time and end up with nothing? And all those questions felt smart. They felt like I was being strategic, being careful. But I wasn't being careful. I was being afraid. And I was disguising it as logic. Every day I waited, somebody else was out there getting those reps, building something, getting better and better at the exact thing I was overthinking about starting. That's what overthinking costs you. Not just time. It costs you the version of yourself you could have already become. There's a thing called analysis paralysis, right? And analysis paralysis is a state of overthinking where the sheer volume of options or information renders you unable to make a decision. It's driven by perfectionism or by the fear of a suboptimal choice. It leads to information overload, delayed progress, and heightened anxiety. Think about it like this, right? Imagine you're trying to decide what you want to do. Like, imagine you're a high schooler who just graduated and you're applying for colleges and you're trying to decide what to do. Now, this isn't an extreme example, but this is a very relatable example. You have all of these options of majors that you want to choose and all of these interests, right? And you try, and obviously you want to make money, but you also want to be interested in what you want to do. And you have multiple interests. Let's say business or computer science or lawyer or coding, all of those things. And yet you're spending time trying to think of, okay, if I choose this major, it's gonna lock me in for 4 years, which isn't true, but those are just things that you think about. So you're thinking and thinking and thinking, and yet you still come to not make a decision. Because again, that's 4 years of your life. And albeit it's not true, but just think about how quickly your brain wraps around those type of ideas and those thoughts. So you end up choosing gen ed. You end up choosing gen ed because you're just unresponsive and indecisive on what you actually want to do. So you choose gen ed, and it's okay. It's cool. It's not really interesting. You're just taking core classes. But then you have people in their majors and in their fields right now doing their thing, and you're still stuck. That's analysis paralysis. It is rendering you the inability to actually make a decision. I'll give you an example for myself. For the longest time, I wanted to be a content creator or, not really be a gym influencer. Be a content creator slash filmmaker. Filmmaker first. But I always had these thoughts of, what if nobody watches my films? What if it doesn't look good? What if the audio is terrible? What if the writing is terrible? What if the acting is terrible? What if I can't find people? All of these things that are just preventing me from actually starting. Because the only thing that you need is an idea. And once you formulate the idea, okay, pick up a camera and go shoot. That's it. It's that simple. Yet the thoughts of me failing, the thoughts of people are gonna laugh at me, the people aren't really gonna watch my stuff, it cost me the ability to not start. It cost me the ability to not get better and better at the craft. It almost cost me the ability to love my craft, to love my passion. And even sometimes to this day, those thoughts still ring true. But I had to get over the hump. I had to get over the hump of not wanting to fail, of not wanting to look stupid, of it not wanting to be perfect. Perfectionism is gonna cost you practice. Perfectionism is gonna cost you your joy. Perfectionism is gonna cost you everything. Let's break down what actually happens inside your head when this stuff kicks in. Failure. That's a fear. Your brain runs the worst case scenario on autopilot. And because you haven't started yet, failure still feels like a possibility you can avoid. So you stall. Waiting feels safer than losing. But here's what nobody tells you. Failure at the start is the curriculum. It's not the end of the story. It's literally the first chapter. You're gonna fail. It is inevitable you're gonna fail. Unless you are some prodigy who is automatically amazing at what they do. But even prodigies practiced. Even those who seem like that talent was gifted from God Himself, they still practice. They still put in an umpteenth amount of work into their craft. Understand something. And I think the faster that you understand this, the better off you'll be. You are going to fail. It is without a doubt you're going to fail at some point along the journey. It's going to happen. So let's twist the thinking. Instead of overthinking you failing, think about when you're going to fail. I'm already going to fail. So set yourself free from that thought, from that worry. You're going to fail regardless. Instead of it thinking like you've lost everything, think of it as a way of you getting better. I need to fail in order to get better. Think of it that way. And I'm not saying look forward to failing, because, I mean, let's be honest, who wants to look forward to failing? But what I'm saying is this. If you already embrace, if you already accept the imminent fact that you're going to fail at some point, it frees you. It frees your mind and it frees your spirit to actually put your head down and get to work. Fear 2, looking stupid. Now I know this one runs deep. Nobody wants to look stupid. Nobody wants to be the people that they point their finger at and laugh at. I get that. Trust me, I understand that. Nobody wants to be the person who tries something and couldn't pull it off. We are wired to care about how other people see us. I get it, I understand. But think about the last time you watched someone new at something. Did you think they were stupid? Or did you respect the fact that they were trying? The people judging you for starting are usually the same people who never did. They're usually the same people who want to start something. It's probably on their mind every single day. But that failure is keeping them from doing so. And then that misery is them projecting that failure onto other people. You're going to stop worrying about looking stupid. 9 times out of 10, people don't care. Honestly, and sometimes it's the reversal. People are encouraging you to keep going. They may not say it, they may not tell it to your face, but there's a respect that people have for you chasing your dreams and chasing your goals. Trust me. I remember one time I was in high school and we had this poetry slam that we were doing. I was a senior in high school. And, I was how do I want to put this? I was a popular kid, but I was also very in tune with myself. I was in the arts. I love poetry. I love writing. I love all of those things. I was a popular kid who played sports, but I didn't have that certain stigma that I was just a jockhead. No. So my school announces a poetry slam. You know, most of my friends is like, bro, I don't want to do that. That shit is stupid. Why would I want to do that? I don't want to do poetry. I don't want to read poetry. I don't want to listen to poetry. It's stupid, right? Me, I did it. And I honestly, in that moment, I didn't even worry about looking stupid. I did it because I genuinely loved poetry. I genuinely loved it. So instead of me rushing to the thought of me looking stupid in front of my friends, all of my thinking went to, this is a good choice to really showcase my skill, to really showcase my craft, and really do what I truly love to do. So in that, the poetry slam comes. I told my friends I was doing it. And you know what's funny? I actually got a couple of them to do it. I mean, most of them showed up, but I got a couple of them to do it. I was on stage. And right before I get on stage, right before I start, that quick thought of me, oh, what if I look stupid? What if I fail? What if I don't sound right? Or what if my words become mumbled or jumbled? What if I stutter? That quick second, it hit me. I'm standing. I take a deep breath and I sit down. It surprised everybody because everybody was standing whenever they was performing. My spirit told me to sit down, so I sit. And as soon as I sat down, all of those worries and doubts went away. And I performed my poem. It felt like I was up there for minutes on end. I was probably up there for 45 seconds to a minute. But it felt I was up there for hours. And as soon as I finished uttering my last word, applause and cheers come. Instead of the laughter that my brain was trying to cultivate. Don't worry about looking stupid. Worry about exuding through your passions and see how far that takes you. Now, fear 3. You think about wasting your time. Now, this one sounds like the most rational, right? Because time is something that we can never get back. So why do we want to waste it? You may be thinking to yourself, I just don't want to invest in something that doesn't pan out, which is 100% valid. I get that. But you're already spending time. Every day you're not building that thing. You're still spending time just doing nothing or doing other things that truly don't serve you. The question isn't whether you're spending time. The question is whether you're spending it on something that could actually change your life. Here's what helped me. I stopped asking and I started doing. I stopped asking, what if it doesn't work out? But what if it does? What if it does work out? What if it works out more? What if you actually get everything that you wanted in this life? What if you actually achieve everything that you wanted to achieve? Because the version where it works, that requires you to start. There's no path to the outcome I actually want that doesn't go through the beginning of me potentially looking stupid, of me failing, of me quote unquote wasting my time. That just means I'm in the awkward part. I'm in the beginning stage. I am the beginner. And there's a certain joy in that. I don't know everything. So I get to spend time actually learning and trying and failing. It's like a mad scientist doing 100 and hundreds of attempts on an equation to finally get the answer. And when he gets that answer, it's an accumulation of joy, relief, a satisfaction. Once you accept that, the question stops being, should I start? And it starts becoming, why haven't I already started? I'm going to give you some solutions. No philosophical, no theoretical stuff, actual solutions. Habits. Give yourself a start date and don't let it be 3 months from now, 2 months from now, a month from now, 2 weeks from now. No, give yourself a solid start date and do it. No start conditions, no anything like that. Just give yourself a deadline. Stop waiting until you feel ready. Readiness is a feeling that comes after you start, not before. pick a date, start. If you're trying to start a project, give yourself a week to get the stuff and start. And you may not have everything, but that's okay. Make the first step extremely minute. Make it super small. Make it so small to the point to where you have absolutely no reason why you can't do that every day. If you're trying to write a story, okay, the first thing that you should do, write a sentence. Start by writing a sentence every day and then build upon that. Okay, I'm writing a sentence a day for the first 2 weeks. Okay, now I'm writing a paragraph every week. And that accumulates to pages upon pages upon pages. If you're trying to make videos, if you're trying to edit, okay, edit about a minute of the video, an hour. Edit, you know what I'm saying? That's all you got to do. Set a 30-day commitment. Actually, you know what? Give yourself 2 weeks. No, I'm going to say 3 weeks. Give yourself 21 days because 21 days actually helps you install the habit. Give yourself 21 days to do something. Here's the truth. The thing that you're overthinking, someone else just started. Not because they're smarter than you, not because they had less to lose, but because they finally decided that the cost of overthinking and not starting it costs a lot of damage. That cost is higher than the cost of them looking stupid, quote unquote. Believe me when I say this. You're going to figure it out. But you can only figure out by starting. The version of you a year from now is going to look back at this moment. Make sure they're grateful for what you're deciding to do today. If this resonates with you, drop a comment. I want to know what you've been overthinking about starting. And if you know somebody that's overthinking as well, share this with them. Look, start. Just start and see how far that takes you. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share, the whole nine. And I'll see you on the next one.